If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. We're again here talking about Act 2 of Beyonce's Renaissance Trilogy. And if you look at the date, it's already past August 20th. And the last video I made on this was What Will Beyonce Drop on the 20th. Now, just to kind of give a quick recap over why we thought something was going to drop on the 20th, there were a couple of hints that were collected by people on the subreddit. For example, one of them was that in the music or the visual video for America Got a Problem, or America Has a Problem, the lyric video it was, at about 28 seconds into the video, there is a screen where you can see that it says LP and then 8 minutes and 20. So people thought that this meant that an LP, so Act 2 presumably, was gonna drop on August 20th. Which would have been a bit weird because that was a Saturday, but still people kind of went with the theory. And another thing that further fortified this was that in the subreddit, this image appeared that apparently leaked on her website. And this I've seen this from multiple sources on YouTube too. And it just says Music Bag Act 2 Enlightenment, August 20th, 2022. So that would have meant that the second installment in this trilogy would have been called Enlightenment, which would go hand in hand with the name of the first one, which was Renaissance, and Enlightenment is another cultural and artistic era in human history. So that would have went perfectly hand in hand. But obviously nothing dropped on the 20th. And the question is now, when will Act 2 actually release, and why didn't Beyonce drop on the 20th? Because of her very scarce appearance in interviews or on social media explaining something, except for her album leaking, we don't have a lot of information on this. There's a couple of things that we can go off of, and fans are also making theories about this that kind of gives us a better idea of what's happening. Now, to address the rumors that Act 2 might be a, visual album, or might be, Act 3, then the tour, something like that, so that it's not just going to be, all albums, not like a trilogy of music. Of course, a couple people saying this. I supported this theory as well in the past. I found this one guy on Twitter that kind of summed it up pretty well. He said, to be honest, I have a theory that Beyonce isn't releasing 3 albums, but rather Renaissance. Act 1 is the album, Act 2 is going to be the visuals for the album, and Act 3 will be the tour for the album. And I think that this will actually be somewhat of what it actually turns out to be, because we've gotten several teasers of music videos over the past couple of weeks. For example, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, she dropped this Break My Soul, and she called it clickbait with the weird QU, kind of lettering type of thing as well, which was just a couple of one scene from the music video, and then her just disappearing from this cover horse, and then just the rest of the video was just Act 1 Enlightenment. So that was the first teaser that we got, and the second one was an actual teaser for a music video for I'm That Girl, which she dropped, and we didn't actually get the full music video. This was about 3 weeks ago. We only got the teaser, which is really weird because usually when you drop a teaser, you very shortly afterwards drop the music video, because that way the hype is still there, and that way you're not just wasting that trailer. But it is what it is. That's kind of what we got so far. And the question is what she's been doing in the meantime so far. And, she's only been very active about her Tiffany collaboration. She's posted about that on Instagram and on Twitter and all of that. So nothing concerning the music itself. Now, at some point, I also thought that maybe this was going to be somewhat of an Act 2, something completely unrelated to music, something that is other projects that are still in the same way, spiritually connected to the album in a way. But at this point, I don't think that's actually going to be the way it is, because if you announce a trilogy for an album, it's likely also going to be connected to the music. So either it's going to be I've also seen the theory about a documentary being part 2 and then the tour being part 3, because she did say there's a Netflix documentary about the creation of this album, so that I can see that releasing as that too. Now, also regarding the name of this, we talked about how these, cultural, artistic eras are playing into this. We already got Renaissance. We talked about the second one might be called, Romanticism or Modernity or something like that. I've seen one tweet again that maybe has a pretty, good idea of this. It says, I have a theory that each act of Beyonce's new project will be inspired by a different artistic movement, which is what we're talking about. But he had the idea of the first one being Renaissance, so house disco, that we already got. The second one being expressionism with funk and soul connected to this. And the third one being pop art with synth pop as the musical direction that she's going on there with. These are all, of course, just theories, but that's what we're keeping fans like up right now. Also on the Reddit, we have so many posts of like, what are you expecting from acts 2 and 3? And one interesting one I found, because this was released after we already got this theory of something dropping on August 20th, was this guy that posted this and also said that time-wise, I reckon Act 2 will come by the end of the year, most likely November or December. And then I can see Act 3 in early spring next year, which sets everything up nicely for a huge world tour starting in summer 2023. And at this point, I believe that this is actually a pretty good picture of what's happening, because we obviously didn't get Act 2 on August 20th. And, people are saying, it's August 20th, 2023. But that would make even less sense, because that's even further away from a Friday. And also on this leaked thing from her website, it specifically said 22. So something was up with that. I guess it was just fake, or I guess maybe this was supposed to be something, but then Beyonce had to delay Act 2 or delay whatever she was supposed to drop on August 20th to a later date, and that's why people only got that one snippet from the website and nothing more came out of it. But I guess if she's going to do a big tour, the perfect time for that is in the summer, or so 2023 is the next chance to do that. And I guess at that point we need all of that before then, and then it could be spaced out quite further apart, just like this guy just said on this Reddit post. Maybe like end of the year for Act 2 and then spring for Act 3. That is kind of what I'm looking at right now. But I'm guessing, that's kind of my final word on this. Act 2 will actually be the visuals, because we just got the 2 official teasers already, and she's been doing a lot of visual work as well for, as I said, the Tiffany collab, and so that will likely be a visual album, and it will likely also drop at the end of the year. I guess it's a pretty good time frame. And the third tour, the third act, it might be the tour, or it might also be connected to the Netflix documentary of the creation process of this album. That's kind of like the kind of status we're at right now, the state of affairs we got going on Act 2 right now. What's up with this Renaissance trilogy? Of course, as always, we don't have any official confirmation until we hear from her or her management directly, or from like Tidal, whatever. So if that does happen, I'll be sure to keep y'all updated, so make sure you're subscribed. But now I want to know what you think about this. What is Act 2? Do you think it'll be the visual album? Do you think it'll be the tour, the Netflix documentary? When is it coming out? What's up with this, Enlightenment August 20th thing that we saw? Like, is that even real? Was that fake? Was that delayed, pushed back? Every thoughts and theories and opinions you got on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.